Hi, my name is Eric Young, and you're watching this because you have enrolled in my class, Digital Photojournalism, MDIA3530 at Dixie State University. Glad to have you with me through this semester. There are 32 of you enrolled in this class, and the class used to have a cap of 12 students on it. And that was back when I was teaching on campus, but still 32 students is a lot to manage through this, so I hope you'll bear with me as we go through all the assignments and different activities that are involved as far as the class is concerned. A couple things that I wanted to talk to you about personally here on this video, and I'll be doing this hopefully from week to week in getting you oriented to that particular week's objectives. A number of you have had me before, and it's great to have you back. Some of you keep coming back for more and more and more, and I'm not sure why, other than must be some kind of masochistic thing going on. This class is a bit different than what I have taught in the past because this is something I'm very passionate about. I do this as a business. I'm coming to you from my very cold studio in Bountiful, Utah, and I have a lot of experience professionally involved in not only photojournalism but in commercial photography and in film production there as well. So it's important to me that you have a solid grasp of not only the technical aspects of what is that we're learning here, but also getting into some of the theoretical and fundamental ideas of photojournalism and what journalism means. And we're at a time of journalistic crisis where the First Amendment is being questioned on so many different levels that that's going to factor into our discussions here. A couple things that you're going to need though for this class, and one of those is you will need to have a camera that can offer you the manipulation of all the variables of photography. So a camera that you can set your aperture and your shutter speed and your ISO with. Most cameras out now are fully automatic. It doesn't need to be a DSLR. You could do a rangefinder. This is a camera that I travel with. It's a Fujifilm. It's the M1. It's no longer made anymore, but they have other iterations of this made. I like it a lot because it's small and compact. This has a short zoom on it, 16 to 50 millimeter, which covers just about everything that I need to cover when I'm traveling with this device. It's small and compact, like I said, but offers all of the manual options that I need as a photographer in this. You can get into a package, something similar to this for about $300. I also shoot a digital single lens reflex camera. This is my Fujifilm X-M1, and it also has a short zoom on it as well. I shoot both zooms and prime lenses, and if you don't know what that means, don't worry, we'll get into that. But you're going to need something along these lines in order for you to fulfill the assignments for the class. Now, if you happen to have the new iPhone 11 Pro, then you're good to go with that as well. Yeah, just like iPhone to come out and completely make my entire camera inventory obsolete with their technology. But this is quite the phone, quite the camera. And if you're ever looking for an excuse to upgrade to the iPhone 11 Pro, here it is. If you were looking for an excuse to maybe buy a camera, here it is, to do so for this class. If you don't have access to anything like this, then you will have a hard time keeping up with the assignments and doing what is needed in this class, because you'll need to demonstrate your ability to manipulate the variables of photography, both in depth of field and in shutter speed, and in manipulating your ISO, or what some call the ASA, or your sensitivity setting on your camera. So if that's an issue, if you don't have access to that, you might want to find a different class to take. Not that I'm encouraging anybody to drop here, but you need to have the right tools to go through and do the class. Also, you need to have a solid understanding of Canvas. This class obviously is on Canvas. If you're new to Canvas, then you need to pay particular attention to how I'm going to ask you to navigate Canvas over the course of the semester. I have that written in the syllabus. You all need to read the syllabus, please, to make sure you understand the kind of habit that you need to get into on a weekly basis. Typically, I'll start on a Tuesday. I'll release things on Monday, depending on how busy I am with other things that I have going on. And hopefully wrap things up by Thursday or Friday as far as that week's content is concerned. There'll be an assignment a week. There'll be a couple of assessments thrown through that. I will be expecting you to create a portfolio at the end of the semester as well of the work that you'll create over the time that we have together. Let's see, that's about, yeah, there's no book, there was a book for the class, but it kept getting outdated because of the advancement of different technologies as far as photographic acquisition is concerned. And it was very expensive. It was a couple $100. So I decided to not offer or not require you to buy the book anymore. However, there will be some items over the course of instruction that you will need to subscribe to on YouTube, like $3.95 to watch a video, those kinds of things. So a little bit of pocket change coming out here, but certainly not $200 worth as far as your book is concerned. That being said, everything that I've created for this class is curated in the pages side of the menu, right over there. So if you're looking for additional reading, anything along that line, it's all curated on the pages tab there, and then everything comes up on the modules every week. So the habit that you need to get into is, first off, check the announcements, because it's in the announcements, so that'll kind of give you a navigation of what we're going through that week, okay? And then you go over to the modules, click on those, and see that week's layout for all the things I want you to go through, and plus the assignment, and then that's what you have to do for the week, okay? I might be adding things to that as we progress through. Right now, we're on the verge of a war that might unfold, and that's going to open up some opportunities to talk. I don't know how to put that any other way. Not great opportunities, that's for sure, but for us to talk about war correspondence and what that means, what's going on, and see that happening in real time with digital photojournalists working what's going to be happening in Iran. I'm a little hesitant there because I have two members of my family who are active service in the military. So I'm watching that pretty closely to see what's going on. So while things are relatively set, all the assignments are out there. I release the modules week by week because I don't want you going ahead. We're going to start off with a relatively fundamental approach to the theory of photography, dealing with the variables. We're going to spend that, we're going to talk about that this week. So go through the modules, go through all the material. I have students who go through and skip material, and then they try to go through and fulfill the assignment or take a test, and then they fail and they don't do well. One of the things about taking an online class is you think you can go through and kind of brush through and skip ahead. Not so much with this class, all right? You are held responsible for all the material that is in all the clips and all the text, everything that I'm providing for you here. I'm expecting you to know, not only know, but know how to use, know how to execute, know how to photograph, because that's kind of the point here of what it is I'm trying to get into. Read the syllabus, go through the outcomes of what it is I'm trying to realize with you. You can go through there. There are links to all the assignments in the syllabus. There will be more assignments than what is listed in the item pool of the syllabus as well. The syllabus has a section on there dealing with an online class, and it goes through my expectations for the way you format and how you submit your assignments. Please go through and read that carefully. Before, I've kind of been pretty easy on deadlines, and I can't be that way with 32 students in this class. So once a deadline hits, and if you haven't submitted by then, you can't submit, okay? The deadline's done, it's over with. Such is the nature of photojournalism, right? So make sure you get your stuff in. You can't depend on my generosity for this class, because when the deadlines are there, we're moving on, and I can't take the time to go through and grade anything that comes in after a deadline, all right? I know you're thinking, well, he said that before, and he'll probably, I can't do that because of how busy I am. I'm teaching as well up in Salt Lake here. I teach 6 different classes dealing in film production and cinematography. So it's busy. And I don't want to say you're less significant or less important, because you all are important, and I'm glad you're taking this class from me. I'm just saying I got a lot to do there, okay? So if you have any questions, there is a Ask Me Anything thread in the discussion thread. Post your questions there, or you can email me directly through Canvas. If you try to email me through my young@dixie.edu email address, chances are I'm not going to see it because I get so much email on that address. I'm a faculty professor emeritus from Dixie State. I've taught there for 25 years. I retired last May, and the emails still keep on coming. So The best way to get a hold of me is through the Canvas email link, and I'll get back to you as soon as I possibly can. Or you can post your questions on the question discussion that I have, and that will stay up all during the semester. That way, other students can benefit from your critical thinking. The questions that you're asking are probably questions that they have too. So feel free to use that. All right. If you have any questions, then you know where to find me right here, and I'll be looking forward to spending this semester with you. Thanks for taking the class.